like, and subscribe.
Yeah. UFC 300 happened last night, and my God, was it the greatest card I've ever seen. I'm going to be going through every fight on the card, giving my thoughts, my breakdowns, my reactions, and just, giving my thoughts. Awesome card no matter what. I don't care. Let's start it off. Figgy versus Garbrandt. I got this one wrong. Cody started out strong. He won that first round. He was out landing Figgy, landing good low kicks. And then in the second round, we figured something out about Cody. Well, we figured something out about Figgy and Cody. First of all, Cody has no submission defense. He has no jiu-jitsu. And second off, Figgy is really fucking strong. In that second round, Figgy was able to get him down. He was able to control him. And he got a head and arm choke at one point that Cody escaped. But then eventually Cody got up against the fence and he just gave his back and his neck. And Figgy tapped him. Great win from Figgy. I think he got booed. I don't know why. He was getting booed for like a minute and a half of grappling. Like, Jesus, chill out. But I really just think it's because people were fans of Cody. But yeah, great fight. Got it wrong, but it is what it is. I was all because of that fucking loser who said Cody had no chance. Jesus. Well, I mean, Cody was beating him on the feet, so fuck you, whoever said that. Next up, Bobby Green, Jim Miller. I got this one so fucking right. I was a little worried at the beginning because Jim Miller landed some good He had two big moments where he landed these like big straights that like wobbled Bobby a bit, and I was like, oh fuck. But it was like I said, Jim Miller's his striking is too much of a fundamentally like simplistic style. He was walking into Bobby, he was moving forward, and that's where Bobby does his best work against simple fundamental guys who walk forward. And he schooled him. Bobby Green schooled him, beat his fucking brakes off, bloodied him up, put two cuts on the same side of it, put a cut above and below the same eye, dropped him in the third, just beat the shit out of him. Incredible win from Bobby Green. Great call out. He called out Paddy Pimblett. Great call out. And yeah, good shit from Bobby Green. I got this one right. And yeah, just awesome fucking fight. I thought this would have gotten a bonus. There's a lot of fights that deserve bonuses that didn't, but Dana said he would take care of them, so I'm presuming basically everyone who got a finish or everyone who like had an entertaining fight got like a 100K bonus. But yeah, great fight. Next up, Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. I got this one right, but I heavily underestimated Marina Rodriguez. Really, she has good striking. She was landing solid 1-2. She is one of the better women's fighters. I'll say this. She is one of the better women's MMA fighters. She was landing good twos down the pipe. Like 1-2s consistently. Like landing on Andrade very easily. Andrade stole the first round by taking her down and landing good shots on the ground. And the second round, Marina Rodriguez was I thought she was very clearly ahead, but then at the final minute to 45 seconds, Andrade caught her and she just started unloading on her. I think she stole that round, so I had Andrade 29-28. But honestly, great performance from both. Entertaining fight. I loved it. It was awesome. Can't be mad. The women's MMA fight. It lived up. Hey, it performed. It overperformed. Great shit. Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano. This was fucking awesome. Moicano got him down in the first. It was rough because Jalen Turner got back up, and then with 20 seconds remaining, Turner drops Moicano bad. But Herb Dean doesn't step in. Moicano recovers. Jalen Turner drops him bad, thinks he gets the walk-off KO, and turns his back. giving Moicano a time to recover. And then Moicano just survives the round. Second round comes up, Moicano comes out, jab, jab 2. He starts landing good shots early, takes Turner down, gets mount, starts looking for the submission. He lands a good elbow, and then he realizes, oh, he can't get up from here. I have him hurt. He starts pouring it on Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner just covers up. He can't move. He's not doing nothing. He just covers up and tries to protect himself. And Moicano finishes him by second round ground and pound TKO. What's up, motherfuckers? Money Moicano here today. Let's go, Joe Rogan! Fucking awesome post-fight interview. Damn, dude. Oh, what a fucking awesome fight. I got this one right. I thought he was going to get it by submission. He was close. He was really close. But, hey, I can't be mad. Oh, he had no submission attempts. Never mind. He was looking for the head and arm choke, but when he dropped that elbow and hurt him, I think he just started pouring it on him. But, next up, Diego Lopez versus Sadiq Youssef. I got this one.
I don't know that.
What the fuck was that about? Ugh. Sadiq Youssef versus Diego Lopez. I got this one horribly wrong. I got this one so wrong. And you know what? I thought Sadiq Youssef was going to be the real test that Diego Lopez was going to struggle with. I am so sorry to all the Diego Lopez fans. I will never doubt this man again in my life. I will never, ever doubt Diego Lopez again in my life. Diego Lopez comes out like a bat out of hell, starts out, slow. Sadiq Youssef lands a jab and a low kick, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is good. Sadiq Youssef is getting in the rhythm. Lopez clinches up, lands a flush uppercut in the clinch. And it wasn't even like he wound it up a lot. Short little tight uppercut drops Youssef bad. Starts ground and pounding Youssef. Youssef gets back up. Okay, it looks like he's recovered. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is where Youssef does it. Maybe this is where he gets it going. Lopez, straight back to it. Clinches up again. Body shot, tight uppercut again. Drops Youssef bad again. Throws ground and pound, mean ground and pound. Finishes him in 1 minute and 30 seconds. He is a force to be reckoned with. I'm never doubting him again. I'm never betting against him. I will never bet against him. If he takes a 5-day short notice fight against Ilia Topuria, I'm not betting against Lopez. Okay? He called out Movsar to the rematch. Called out Topuria. This man is a freak. He's a force of nature. Alright? God sent this man down. He said, you're going to lose to Yoanderson Brito. But you will become the most hyped prospect of all time. He just descended down one day from the heavens to take Movsar on short notice. And gives Movsar the toughest fight of his career. Gives him the only bonus of his career. This should have gotten a bonus, but this should have got a performance bonus, but it didn't. But the fights that got the bonuses, you can't even blame them. But next up, Kayla Harrison versus Holly Holm. Yeah, Holly Holm needs to retire. Let's just be fair about this. Holly Holm needs to retire. Kayla Harrison basically said, I'm going to take you down at will. Holm decided, no. It was more of Holm decided, what if I clinch with her? What if I clinch? What if I get into the clinch with the judo champion? And that was the story of the fight. Kayla Harrison beat her shit in on the ground. And in the second, eventually Holm, she had a back mount on Holm and just sunk in the rear naked choke and tapped her out real quick. Incredible debut. She's gonna kick the shit out of Raquel Pennington. Let's just be fair. She's gonna beat the shit out of Raquel Pennington. Great fight from Kayla Harrison. Great performance. Good shit. Probably doesn't deserve a bonus, but didn't get a bonus. But yeah, great shit. Next up, Aljamain Sterling versus Calvin Kattar. This was a boring fight. Let's just be fair about it. It was a boring fight. Calvin Kattar got dismantled. Aljo did a good job at range with the leg kicks and the body shots and some clean rights. He was doing good with movement. He was making Calvin Kattar miss. And he was able to take him down at will and ragdoll him, and that was the story of the fight. He was able to take him down, hold him down. He was able to beat him on the feet. Great one from Aljo. I don't blame him for not wanting to like stand and trade with Kattar, because Kattar is a bit of a he's got heat in his hands. So I don't blame him for wanting to not trade with Kattar, but it is what it is. Great win from Aljo. It's good to see him back in the win column. Let's see what he can do at featherweight. Give him someone who maybe is going to struggle a bit more with the striking or with the grappling. And let's see what he can do with the striking. Aljo versus Movsar. Let's book it. Next up, we got Yuri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakic. Alexander Rakic, throughout fight week, was saying, he's not a real samurai. You can't just become a samurai. He's not a real samurai. Who's the real samurai now? The story of the fight. First round, Rakic is dismantling him. Beating him up with boxing, doing well on the back foot, chewing up the legs of Prochazka with good leg kicks. Great boxing, landing good 1-2s. Yuri was eating everything coming at him. In the second round, it was the same. It started out the same thing. There was a point where I thought Rakic might have been able to KO him, because he landed a step-in lead elbow that connected flush on Yuri, and you know what Yuri said? He said, "I am coming," and he just tanked it like a champion. And then eventually Yuri Prochazka finds the mark with that bomb right 2, that 1-2 that slept Volkan Ozdemir. He found the mark on Rakic with it, and he hurt Rakic bad. The story of this was Rakic was better. He could not take... Rakic was better. Yuri had the heart and the desire to win. He hurt Rakic bad, was beating him up for the next minute and a half, got him on the ground and just started landing big ground and pound. And then eventually the ref stopped it because Rakic just couldn't get up. He wasn't responding. He wasn't really defending himself, wasn't really moving. Great fight from Yuri Prochazka. Great comeback. This earned a performance bonus. Yuri Prochazka was one of the 3 people that got a bonus. And I know you see the guys at the top. I know you see them. We'll get to them in a minute. We got to get through the next 2. But great fight from Yuri. Awesome fight. Loved it. Next up, we got Cody Brundage versus Bo Nickel. The story of the fight was Bo Nickel was the better wrestler. Cody Brundage got choked out. Wasn't a good fight. It was boring. It was just not fun to watch. There was a moment where Bo Nickel was landing some little pitter-pat shots, and Brundage made this funny face. He was made this mocking face, and then he got choked out in the second. Yeah, it's whatever. Stop giving Bo Nickel bums. Give him better opponents. Next up, Arman Tsarukyan versus Charles Oliveira. I don't agree with the decision. I'll say it right now. I don't agree with it. People are going to look at the significant strikes and be like, oh, but you outlanded him. That was all in the second round. I'll give the second round to Arman. Rounds 1 and 3 was Oliveira. I don't care. I'm not having this argument. He almost subbed Arman in the first round. He won that first round clear. He won that third round because he almost subbed him again with an anaconda. He almost subbed him again, but no, the judges were like, yeah, you landed 2 shots and you took him down and you snipped his nutsack. So we're gonna give you the win. Fuck Arman Tsarukyan. He's not beating Islam. Islam's gonna kick him in the fucking head and sleep him. Moving on. God, that fight pissed me off so bad, but I don't even care. I'm moving on because Max Holloway saved my night. This fight was possibly the greatest fight I've ever seen in my fucking life. Okay, not the greatest fight I've ever seen in my life. But the story, let's just go through this. Max Holloway is beat Justin. People were had it either 4-1 Holloway because they thought Gaethje dropped him in the 4th. Didn't count as a knockdown. I didn't think it counted as a knockdown. I thought Holloway slipped. Holloway was right back up. He was back defending himself. So I don't really think it was a flash knockdown either. I mean, it hit him right in the equilibrium, but I think the way Holloway was standing and the way Gaethje was coming at him kind of like helped put him down like that. So it didn't count as a knockdown. So I had it 4-0 Holloway going into the fifth. But Holloway was just dismantling him. He was eating the leg kicks. He out leg kicked Gaethje. He was outlanding him, landing the cleaner shots, hurt Gaethje on multiple occasions. And early in the fifth round, he hurt Gaethje bad and started unloading. And then he had the most. I'm gonna make 2 videos separate on Pereira Hill and Holloway Gaethje. He had the most badass. Pointed to the center octagon, threw down, started winging bombs with Gaethje. Started winging bombs in the pocket with Gaethje. And with 1 second left, sleeps Gaethje bad. Puts him out cold with an overhand right. Pillow hands Holloway, slept Justin Gaethje. Who has pillow hands now? He called out Ilia Topuria. They panned to Ilia Topuria in the crowd, and he was quaking. He was petrified at the Blessed Express. This was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. I'll say it was one of the greatest. That final 10 seconds was the greatest moment I've ever seen in the history of the UFC. It's the greatest moment I've ever seen. That last 10 seconds was a work of art. That was art. Fucking incredible fight. Holloway Gaethje got fight of the night, and Max Holloway got performance of the night, which is like, he's already on the main card. He's already a big name. He was already getting fight of the night. You could have given that performance bonus to Lopez or Green or fucking, I don't know, Pereira. I don't know. But Max Holloway got a 600K bonus. Gaethje got a 300K bonus. Man, that was fucking awesome. Awesome performance, awesome fights. But seriously, they could have given that bonus to someone else, and I don't. That doesn't sit right with me that he got 600K. He should have gotten the 300. They both should have gotten the 300. Yuri, 300K. I'll admit. Lopez should have gotten a 300K too, and I think Bobby Green should have gotten a 300K too for that. It's whatever. I don't make the rules. I can see why they did that, but god damn it. Let's go Holloway. Called out Islam, called out Topuria. Holloway has the most intimidating aura in the UFC out of that. And that's just facts. I'd be more scared to see Holloway on the street after that than I would to be Pereira. I'm being so dead ass. Next up, Yan Xiaonan versus Zhang Weili. Thing is, this fight wasn't a bad fight. I like this fight. This wasn't a bad fight. It's just that it had to be after Gaethje and Holloway. Yan Xiaonan, it says only 1 knockdown. She dropped her twice. It was very clear because there's a 1-2 that sat Weili on her ass twice. Xiaonan dropped her twice. Did better than I expected in the grab. She was able to reverse. Xiaonan was able to reverse positions. In the first round, Weili had a rear naked choke that almost put Xiaonan to sleep. And Xiaonan survived. And then another head and arm choke later that Xiaonan survived. The story of the fight was just Weili is just so much stronger. She's so physically strong. She's just able to land good ground and pound. Got a 10-8 in the second and just cruised to win. Yeah, look at that right there. Cruised to win the next couple of the next rounds. Great shit from Weili. She's a force to be reckoned with. But we know that she's a bit shinny and she can get hit by that 1-2. So it was a great fight. Awesome fight. I loved it. Just, it's hard to get excited after that, after Holloway Gaethje. It's hard to get excited after this. And lo and behold, Gaethje Holloway was locked for a fight of the night. Who would have guessed? Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. This went exactly how I thought it would go. Jamal Hill opened to that left hook, got caught. It started out good. They were going tit for tat with the low kicks. Pereira landing that jab to the body. Eventually, Hill lands an inside leg kick that goes a little too low, and Herb Dean's about to step in to break the action, but Pereira like he signals like, "Hey, you hit me there," but then when Herb Dean's about to step in, he like puts his hand on. He says, "Stop, Herb Dean. Let me cook." And so I'm not kidding. 3 seconds later, he lands a left hook on the chin of Jamal Hill, puts him down bad. Like you could see in the replay, Hill's eyes were rolling in the back of his head. Hill kind of wakes up, and then Pereira lands some good ground and pound shots that puts Hill out cold. Pereira, first round knockout. All the Hill fans were saying, that 1-2 is going to put out Pereira. That 1-2 is going to put out Pereira, man. He's open to that 1-2. Hey, man, Izzy knocked him out. Pereira's going to do him worse. Or Izzy knocked him out. Hill is going to do him worse. What you got to say now, bruh? What you got to say now, bruh? This was the greatest night of fights I've ever seen. It's hard to, like, review it and give a breakdown when you can't just, like, see it. Because it is such a legendary night. I'm glad I got to watch every fight. I'm glad I really did. Greatest night of fights I've ever seen. Beautiful, awesome. UFC 301 is so fucked because it's so underwhelming compared to this. It's a great card. It's so underwhelming compared to this, though. Awesome card. I loved it. Dana White, you cooked. I'm going to kiss you on your big, fat, juicy, bald head. God, you're a beautiful fucking man. That's about it. Tell me your guys' thoughts on the card down below. I wasn't going to go like super in-depth with anything, you know, because I'm going to make 2 videos on Holloway, Gaethje, and Pereira Hill. But, yeah, that's about it. See ya.